San Diego 6 News in the morning. Your station for balanced news.
Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Mark, Linda. It is our code word of the day for the reason it is Earth Day, and we're going to tell you how some La Jolla Country Day kids, they are right here all bushy-tailed and bright-eyed, how they are giving back to the earth. We're going to have that coming up in a live report.
We're going to meet some kids who are working on this problem right now.
We sure are going out to Jenny at La Jolla Country Day, where Mark's two kids go.
Oh, is that right?
They're out there wandering around.
Oh my gosh, you should be so proud. Actually, I've just spent a couple of minutes, and I'm talking about a couple of minutes because as we all know, I was just in the newsroom wearing a different hat this morning. But really, really impressive what the kids here at La Jolla Country Day are doing. So, Mark, you should be very proud. Our main anchor, he has two kids that go here as well. Oh, you all know this? All right, I'm the one who's, okay, a little bit behind this morning, but what we are talking about today is Earth Day. And so essentially we all, take a moment and pause and think about our planet and what we're doing for it and how we keep it sustainable and vibrant. And some kids that are doing that here are Josh and Nina Church, who essentially with your parents have started a company called Nika Water. And I'm going to let you, Nina, start and tell me what the premise of the company is.
So Nika Water we created 2 years ago when we came back from Kenya and Ethiopia, and it donates 100% of its profits to poverty alleviation throughout the world, with hopes that through building clean water wells and bringing sanitation programs, we can break the poverty cycle, which will ultimately, lead to really poverty alleviation throughout the world.
Okay, so basically you've got this water, you're selling it in retailers, and we know some of the really cool retailers in San Diego, some in Little Italy or Henry's or something like that. But all of the profits, you're not actually doing this to make money, you're doing this so that immediately the returns can go back to the villages, the towns, the countries that need it. So, younger brother Josh, why don't you give me a little mouthful and tell me about the fact that you have been able to put your profits back into the communities that you're concerned about. Most recently you went on a trip to Nicaragua.
Right. Yeah, it's just awesome. We just got back from Nicaragua a couple weeks ago. We were there, we put in a water system for 700 people, and we got to witness them turning it on for the first time. And so we got to see the impact of what clean water really does, and how fortunate we are to be able to drink clean water. And so there's the poster that we made.
And for those who don't know, but who care, what does it mean when you give a country or give a village a water supply? What does it do for them?
Well, so one of the major fueling points of the poverty cycle, and the poverty cycle in general, is that people aren't getting educations, and therefore they can't help to bring their villages, their communities, and their countries out of this third world country level that people consider them in. And so,
is it important that we care, even though we're in our beautiful San Diego?
It's really important, and especially if you look at the fact that San Diego is in a drought. We have a connection with a lot of these people, and I think that the important thing is to realize that when we're putting wells in, these girls aren't having to walk miles and miles to go get water from these water sources.
Right.
They have water in their villages, so they get to go to school.
Right, right. Okay, so we're going to be with these kids all morning long, and they're going to create a footprint out of the Nika Water, because one of the things they're very excited about is that with their bottles, they're very much into the recycling, and that they like to negate their carbon footprint. So we're going to hang out with these kids. You guys excited about what they're doing?
Yes, very excited.
We're talking about Earth Day, and Sheila, why don't you tell us why we have to love our planet Earth?
Well, we should love it because it's our home.
Oh, insightful answer. So we are here with the kids from La Jolla Country Day, and some kids who have started kind of their own company where they're basically selling water but giving all of the profits to help villages and communities across our planet get water for the first time. So these are the Nika kids. Shout out to the kids who are making a footprint out of Nika Water. And let's talk to the organizers of this. So it's Josh and Nina Church, your brother and sister. With your entire family, you essentially saw a need and decided to do something about it. So tell me a little bit about the company.
Well, as we said, we donate all of our profits to poverty alleviation programs around the world. We got back from Nicaragua, working on putting in water wells there, and we are very environmentally friendly. As you see the carbon footprint here, we offset our carbon footprint by planting a tree for every 96 bottles that we sell, and so the tree takes in the amount of carbon dioxide.
So how much energy in some respects that you use, you kind of give back by planting a tree. So 92 bottles of Nika Water, and then you plant a tree. And why is it so important to get waters into these villages, these communities? How does it help the men, the women, the children?
So one of the big things is that when you go into villages, you want to work in a partnership. And so when you go in, you ask them, what can we do for you? What do you need that we can help you break yourselves out of this poverty cycle? And one of the common answers is that we need fresh water. One, because 4,500 people are dying every single day from dirty water because they're using the same water sources to bathe, to clean, to cook with. And also because girls have to spend the entire day walking for water back and forth to get enough water to sustain their families, and then therefore they can't go to school, they don't get an education.
We are hanging out with the kids here at La Jolla Country Day. I've been hanging out with them all morning. Very inspiring to see kids at this age doing great things and thinking about things beyond, their own little microcosms. These are kids representing Nika Water. Can we get a little bit of the jazz fingers? We were practicing that. And what's great about this company, Nika Water, it was started by a family that's pretty much La Jolla Country Day centric. And what you guys did is started a water bottle or a water company where you're selling water, giving all the profits to villages, communities to get water into their community so they can thrive and prosper. And so you made this footprint. Nina Church, why don't you tell me what this footprint is all about?
As much as we care about the people on the planet, we also care about our input and how we're affecting the planet. So we've created a footprint to represent that we offset our carbon footprint 100%.
And the way you do that, I know that it costs, so whenever you make 92 water bottles, what do you do to kind of, offset that?
So to offset that, we had it measured, and for every 96 water bottles, we plant a tree in a reforestation project in South America, and it offsets the amount of carbon dioxide we're putting into the atmosphere.
All right, so these are kids we should be proud of here in San Diego. They go to La Jolla Country Day, they could be thinking about games and TV and whatnot, but they're thinking about other villages and other parts of the world. They make us proud. It's Nika Water. Mark Bailey, I know you're significantly proud of these kids. And we've got just a little bit of time, but I want to talk to Jordan. We've been with Nika Water all morning long. You guys sell water. You give all of your profits to communities and villages so they can have fresh water, so they can thrive and grow, and one day, kind of all live the lives that they want to live. So tell me something about Nika Water that you think it's important for the public to know.
It's really important. Obviously, we donate 100% of our profits to poverty alleviation projects. But our poverty alleviation projects are not the end project. It's not that we work hard to get to that point. It's that we can work hard so we can get to that point so that the people can then use that as a jumping point to move forward from there.
Right.
So the clean water is not only a health benefit to them, and it's also a benefit so that they don't have to work to get their water, and it's also a benefit so that their farms can produce better materials and they can have more materials, and it's so that the kids can go to school instead of having to go get water. And so really the water projects, although it's a catalyst. Right. It's the turning point. It's not the end point and it's not the start point. It's kind of the middle point from, we do all our work, we get to there, and then they go from there. And it also provides local jobs for the people in the community, as they're the ones building the project and then maintaining them afterwards.
Okay. Well, Jordan, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
He's got a lot to say about Nika Water, so we'll send it back to you, Greg. But again, this is a family that I really got to give kudos to, going out there, seeing a need, and starting their own company to help villages and communities across the world. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, awesome story.
All right.
Wonderful. Have a great day, Jenny.
All right. Take care, you guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.